Dryers, and this is NataliaG, and today we're going to be talking about Dryers and Ben & Jerry's ice cream companies. We're going to compare and contrast their history, their products, their corporate culture, and their corporate social responsibility, and then we're going to come to the conclusion of which is the better company.
Okay, so Dryers started in Oakland, California in 1928 by William Dryer and Joseph Eddy, and they were going strong. Joseph Eddy was actually a candy maker, and William Dryer just wanted to make ice cream, so they came together. And then Eddy left in 1947 to just pursue his candy career, and Dryer died in 1975, leaving the company to his son, William Dryer Jr. And then he stayed for a while, but in 1979, we talked about this a little bit in class, but they had to change their name to Eddy's Ice Cream on the East Coast because Dryer's Ice Cream was getting confused with the ice cream Breyers. So they were losing a lot of customers on the East Coast who just thought they were buying the usual ice cream, but it was actually the other ice cream. And then in 1963, William Dryer Jr. sold the company to Al Wolf and Ken Cook, and Ken Cook became president, and he changed the focus from the ice cream and just like the money to more moral and ethics centered. And then Nestle bought Dryers in 2006. And Dryers was more like a mom and pop kind of feel, just because they had very few companies, like businesses, the actual storefronts. But then when Nestle bought them, they have over 330,000 employees worldwide, so it was a big change for them.
So Ben & Jerry's, in 1978, Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield got together and took a $5 ice cream class at Penn, and then they created Ben & Jerry's ice cream, and they always, from the beginning, they decided that they wanted it to be focused on like their morals and their corporate social responsibility, and in 2000 it was bought by a European thing, like a giant like Nestle, and everyone was scared that it was going to lose their culture, but we'll see if it does or not. But both men stayed involved in the company, and yep.
Just comparing, contrasting them, they were both founded by two men and acquired by larger businesses later on. And they both had a founder leave, but with Ben & Jerry's, the founder left, but he stayed very, very active in it, and he was super, just active in making sure that their corporate culture stayed the same and that they, kept the same ideas and morals. And then with Dryers, when Eddy left, he just cut all ties with the Dryer family and the company, and they also had to go through a name change, so that was a big blow for the company. And then for their products, Dryers is a lot different from Ben & Jerry's because they only sell their products in big stores like Target and Walmart and H-E-B, so just supermarkets and bigger stores that you can buy ice cream at. And they only have 3 product lines, which is the grand ice cream, the slow churned ice cream, and the frozen custard. And the slow churned ice cream was kind of the product that offers the most healthy options. So they have the frozen yogurt, the fruit bars, and all that stuff. So they appealed to the customers who wanted a healthier option through that ice cream. But they only sell ice cream. It's nothing else than just those 3 types of ice cream.
So Ben & Jerry's, on the other hand, has branched out from selling pints in stores, which they do still sell all of their special flavors in store. But they sell their traditional ice cream, they sell Greek frozen yogurt, non-dairy, sorbet, and they sell ice cream cakes, which is something that Dryers does not do. They also sell online ordering options, so that's pretty rare for something that's so perishable, but you can have the ice cream delivered and personalized as long as it's a bulk order, more money. You can have it delivered to your door, which is pretty cool. So comparing the two, Ben & Jerry's has really branched out to make sure that their customers can reach their company through whatever they need from an ice cream company. So both of the companies sell their products to major businesses and supermarkets for redistribution, and then Ben & Jerry's has gone farther. And also, since they both sold the healthier options, Ben & Jerry's did that before Dryers did it. So they were always staying ahead of the trends, like frozen yogurt and Greek yogurt and that kind of thing.
Okay, so for the corporate culture, Dryers was really hard to find any information on just because they were bought by Nestle so early on, and this was around the time where internet reviews started becoming really, really popular. So the last recorded thing on the internet that Dryers itself did was the Sweeten the Day challenge challenge, which is where they made a challenge to all like other companies to find innovative ways on how to make like a more fun and energetic just like environment in their businesses. So dryers at this time had break time and then like spaces to hang out, and then the employees, they had a lot of say in what they wanted to sell. So one thing that was on Glassdoor that employees raved about was that they were able to choose what flavors they wanted to put in the stores for that month. But then when Nestle took over, it went from like a very happy, just like the employees get to choose environment to just a very like factory-based environment. And because there were so many employees, they had to fire a lot of people who were younger and were part of the dryers company that had the say, but then they just had to stick to the people that accepted that Nestle was in charge and that they couldn't have the fun that they used to have.
So Ben & Jerry's, on the other hand, has continuously stayed very socially conscious. They stayed really positive as a company whenever they were bought by Unilever. Their workforce is, the average age was somewhere in the 30s, so it's a very younger workforce to keep things positive and fresh. And so the way that the employees describe their environment is laid back and liberal. So, and so whenever they were purchased by Unilever, everyone was concerned, but they stayed true to the corporate culture that Ben & Jerry's wanted. So that's good.
So just looking at them both, they both started off with very fun and liberal environments, and the employees were generally happy just because they did have so much say in what went on. And they both promoted their corporate culture as benefits to the jobs, which made so many younger people like want to come and work there because it just seemed like a really fun place to be. And then the Ben & Jerry's corporate culture, they kept their culture through the acquisition by Unilever, and they stayed like socially conscious and made sure that the younger employees were there because that's the way that they were going to continue to be innovative and fun and fresh. But then Dryers, their corporate culture did a complete 180 from the Dryers fun and happy corporate culture to the Nestle, which a lot of older people were there, and it was just like you go in, you have the same routine, and then you're out. It wasn't anything to look forward to during the day. And the younger employees were all fired because they were the ones who had the most issues with the entire thing changing because it changed the company itself too.
So CSR, this is Dryers.
Okay, so again, there were no reports online because they were already Nestle basically by the time that online reviews became so popular. But Nestle, just when you think about it, you think about like chocolate and like candy and all this really fun, sweet stuff. So they definitely use that to their advantage. And on their website, they have like how environmentally conscious and socially conscious and health conscious they are. They're like, we want to make a product that doesn't just taste good, it makes you feel good on the inside, like health-wise, and just like benefits everything around you. But then I read more into that, and that was all lies. They were rated one of the top 15 companies in the world that should be the most hated, and that's because they are like top 10 companies in the world that like have the worst water waste. They are huge child laborers and like they use child labor all the time, and it's only in the countries that like have no like media and no way of saying no. Like they offer the kids the jobs for the money for their family, and it's in like Ethiopia. It's very poverty-stricken families. And then with the health thing, this one really stood out to me. They had a lot of E. coli breakouts in the U.S., but they ignored them all because it was just like a 2-week thing. But then a woman died because of it, and then 2 days after that, then they started paying attention to it. But before that, they were like, it's fine, no one's dead, no one's dead. So until someone had to die for them to speak out about it.
So, Ben & Jerry's, on the other hand, is like corporate social responsibility is like their thing. They use fair trade ingredients, which are in other countries. It's like if you have products, they make sure that the people are getting the right amount of wages and stuff to support their families. So they go out of their way to make sure their products are benefiting everyone involved. They also push their employees to go out and volunteer. They have paid volunteer leave, so if you ever just don't want to go to work one day, go volunteer because they'll pay you to do it. They support LGBT and they fight for equality. It's all over their website. And they support non-GMO, and they are active in protecting against climate change. And all of this information, they're so proud of it. that on their website, they have like a whole, like, page for their corporate social responsibility and all the things that they're active in. It's just such an extensive list, and they're really proud of their.
About that, they were actually arrested like 3 weeks ago for speaking out at a Democratic debate, and then in like an interview, they were like, no one gets anything done by just sitting around and hoping that something will happen. Like, they were the ones that had to go out and do something about it. So that just speaks to like how personally and how far they take their corporate social responsibility.
So comparing dryers, basically all alike. So they definitely use their sweet like exterior to mask the truth about everything that they do and how their corporate social responsibility isn't really responsible. And Ben & Jerry's goes above and beyond. They like to definitely market to people through that. And so in the end, they both try to promote corporate responsibility, but and being like environmentally friendly and social aware and health conscious, and they both do the health thing, but Ben & Jerry's is really the only company out of the two that's actually socially responsible and goes out of their way to do so.
Okay, so we had to decide which company was better managed, and obviously it's Ben & Jerry's because they're not big fat liars. It's just because they are honest with their CSR. So like you guys or someone was saying, like they do the minimum. They don't do the minimum. Like, they have to do the requirements of their CSR. They go above and beyond. They support equal rights. They support like the environment, and they go out of their way more so than a lot of other companies do. Not just Dryers and Ben & Jerry's, but they really do like put all of their heart into going and helping people. And the employees are just genuinely happy, and they kept their identity through the acquisition, which says a lot about like what they see as their like morals and what they want to keep important in the company. And just overall, they kept the environment very positive.
Does anybody have questions?